you all, guys. I welcome you all for this new session of related hosting. So today we're gonna learn something new. We're gonna learn something about hosting. What is hosting? What it is all about, and what's the things related to hosting. And if we are talking about the term hosting, certainly we are certainly saying about the web hosting. Web hosting in the sense we are going to talk about how web hosting is done. A website is being hosted in this web server, and we're going to discuss about the benefits of. Slightly, we are going to discuss about the why people or the business need a website. What is the reason for them to host a website? What are the different kinds of hosting there are? And I'm going to also tell you in our today's session that how to make your own system as a work as a web server, and how to host your HTML websites, hosting free of cost, and that's completely free. I'm going to tell you all about. And these are the things which we're going to discuss in our this 2 day session. And okay, then let's start. First of all, I must tell you that from a very long time, I've been designing applications, websites, and portals for our private clients, and tailor-based applications for our private clients. So nowadays, what happened? Every client is demanding for an online web applications, online websites, which give their business a great boom and a great uh, exposure to the overseas clients as well as the clients for the outside the state also. So what happened in this today era is that every client requires a website. If you have a business, if you want your business to get uh, get it very in a large scale, if somebody wants to expand their business in a very large scale, so they do need online reach, or the online you can say online proposals, online brochures, online details of the company, so that the clients or the end user should know about the company in detail and can get in touch with the personals from not only from inside the city, also from outside the city, outside the state also. So why these kind of businesses, when they want to go global, not only in their state or in their city, they require a website. They require a website. What is a website? First, let me tell you what is a website. Website is a, you can call it a uh, digital. If I say it's also when somebody meets a person, when somebody if I'm a person, business person, if I meet somebody equals to my business, which matches with my business or matches with my can match with my business, I give him a visiting card. So what does a visiting card contains? It contains a small description of my business as well as my contact ID. So what happens in a website, in a HTML website, the details of the company, when the company started, when what does the company do, what are the images, few images should can be shared on the website, and the contact details also. So what happens when somebody search for my business? So what does the Google, the search engine, do? They gave few uh, details of the websites related to my search, on a search engine on Google or a Bing. So what happens when we click on that website? The entire browser is filled with the detail of that particular company of which the website which we open. The name of the company, what does the company do, the services which that company provides, the images of the contact persons or the company heads, and things like that. So those websites, how those websites work, and how they if we click on some certain domain or the names, how they link to a web server. What is a web server? What are the hostings? So all these things comes now when a person requires a static or a dynamic website for their business, for their company. So what happens is that these websites are being developed in a common or a local machine or in a local system. And after when the entire development has been done, they are being hosted. You can call it they are being uploaded to a certain computers which are connected 24/7 with internet, high speed internet, and which have a configurations of 10 to 20 times higher than our local machines in, of what we use. So web servers are nothing but the system. Web servers are nothing but the computers like we use in our day-to-day life. But the thing is that the server configurations, the configuration of the computers are very, very, very superior than our local machines. In our local machines, we use i3 processor, i5 processor, i7 processor. But in the web server, they use Xeon processor, i7 processor. They have 32 gigabytes of RAM, 4 gigabytes of RAM. They have the quality of the hard disk which they use, whether they use HDD hard disk or SSD hard disk, the quality of that particular hard disk is much more superior than the hard disk which what we use in our day-to-day system. What we do, and those systems, those web servers also contain operating system also, like the operating system which we use in our systems, like in our laptops, in our desktop, Windows, Linux, Ubuntu, Fedora, and several other operating systems. But the thing is that we have to decide where we want our website to be uploaded. So what happened technically, let me tell you, a simple example. All have, let me give you an example. We all have our houses. Somebody lives in Delhi, somebody lives in Mumbai, somebody lives in Hyderabad, and somebody lives in Gurgaon, many different places. So we do have an address. Okay, we do have an address, street address, geo address, and state address, and the pin code also. So this address if you talk, if I say in a website language, means if I said in the form, we call it a domain name. So a domain name, what is a domain name? A domain stands for www.worldwideweb.yourdomainname.com. So when we book, we have GoDaddy, we have a HostGator, we have Google providers, we have hosting and many. Just name it, you just name it. Just search for hosting provider in Google, and you will get a very long list. So what does we do? We book a domain. That means we book an address. That is an address of your website, www.abc.com, www.cu.com. So in this link, what we have in this link, let me tell you, if somebody's link starts from www.abcd.com, .com is the you can say a hotkey, a universal code. But some domains you can see when you will visit, you will see abcd.in, abcd.us, abcd.uk. That's the last two alphabets defines the country. If it's a .in, that is, it means that it's the domain is from India. If it's .us, it's the thing is that it's the domain is of US. If it's .uk, if the domain is of United England, United Kingdom, and so on. So we book an address from the service provider, which from where we can book our domain name for 1 year subscription, 2 year subscription, and as we want. Now, once we book a domain name, we require a hosting plan. What is a hosting plan? A hosting plan is a plan term which we purchase from the service providers like GoDaddy, HostGator, and Hosting Raja. That we would like to have a few space on your server. For that, we are ready to pay certain amount. There are different kinds of hosting packages. First, now when we go for the hosting packages, there are three things we need to understand. There are three kinds of hosting. The first hosting is shared hosting. The second is VPS hosting, and the third is dedicated server. So what happens if we are trying to build a static website for a particular company or for a particular business? We will go for a shared hosting. They do have limitations also. The limitations are when you go for shared hosting, they are the traffic. For shared hosting, you need to understand the traffic. If I say traffic, what does it mean? It means that the amount of requests per second, the amount of requests per second is called traffic upon a website. Suppose our website is being requested. What I mean is that when our website is being opened in a browser, 200 from a 200 different system, from 200 different browser, from 200 different user at the same time, that is called the traffic, and that's gonna hit our hosting. That's gonna hit our hosting, and from there the request has been generated, and they will gonna access our website. So the traffic limit in our shared hosting package is limited. If our website has gained very much popularity and it goes viral, and if the traffic goes on increase by 200 or 400 users per second, then I don't think the shared hosting is gonna work. Though the shared hosting package has a very limited space also for a very limited website. In some hosting packages provide only 2 websites on their hosting plan. Some provides 10 websites with a limited space with 1 GB, 10 GB, or 100 GB spaces. So this is for shared hosting package. The second hosting package is that it is called VPS, Virtual Private Server. It's not a server, but it acts completely like a server. VPS, Virtual Private Server. It is also called VM, Virtual Machine. It is also called RDP, Remote Desktop Protocol. Now, what happens in a virtual private server? You will get an entire computer. You will get an IP, and from your local machines, you need to access that particular computer. And from that computer, you need to host your website. How are you going to host your website? If you will understand how to host your website in your own system, in your own machine, you will definitely going to learn how to host a website in VPS. That's very easy. Your VPS will be the same system of the Windows. What the kind of window which you are using on your local machine. The thing is that they have the licensed version of Windows 16, Windows 2012, Windows 2012, 16, 19, and your system has mostly Windows 10, Windows 11. And the difference between the shared hosting and VPS hosting is that VPS hosting provides you a greater amount of what can I say, freedom, or whatever you want to install on your system. It will be you can say virtual private server is a computer which you rent from the service provider for a year, for 6 months, or for 3 months, for 1 month. And whatever you want to host on that particular system, you can host from your local machine, and it will go. It will work just like that, the shared hosting. And the difference is they can accept more and more traffic from much more traffics than the shared hosting package, and the freedom in your VPS server is much more than your shared hosting package. Now we come to dedicated server. What we have, dedicated server is you can say, a big brother of VPS. You will get an entire server. What happens, the entire server is of may contain of 2 GB of hard disk, but the VPS server can contain 40 GB of hard disk or 80 GB of hard disk. The space matters in the VPS server. Suppose I'll give you an example. If we have one house, consider the one house, the entire one house is a web server. If one person owns, that means it's the entire house is of one person, the entire server is of one person. But if one person divides the house into 4 rooms, that means the person is dividing his web server into 4 VPS, virtual private server. And if the one virtual private server further divide itself into certain small space, that means it's called a shared host. Now, enough talking. Let me just show you an example. Let me show you a few examples also how the hosting is done. Today, I will tell you about the hosting done in our local machine, in Windows machine, and how to host your HTML website on a web server completely free. Completely means 24/7. The web server will be 24/7 open. You won't have to pay a penny for your website if you host the website on that particular web server. How that is done, I will tell you tomorrow. But today, I will tell you how to host the websites on your local machine. If you learn how to host the website on your local machine, definitely you're going to learn how to host the website on VPS, because the VPS is 100% similar with your virtual machine. Just the operating system is different. The operating system is licensed in the high version, which we use in VPS, and we use Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10 in our local machine. So guys, I will be sharing my screen right now. I will be just switching off the camera. All right, I believe you all can see my screen. Okay, so what we're going to do over here is that how we create a hosting in our website, in our local machine. First of all, let me tell you, there are 3 kinds of hosting. Okay, we talked about shared hosting, VPS hosting, and dedicated server. Let me tell you something more about it. If somebody designed a website in a language called which is PHP, if somebody designed its website on a .NET, if somebody designed their website on JSP, so they can use different operating system also according to their need. What I mean to say is that if somebody designed their websites on JSP, Java server pages, they might need a Tomcat server. If somebody designs their websites in PHP, they need a Linux server. Linux is the operating system. And if somebody designs the websites in .NET, they need a Windows server. So the thing is that if somebody designs websites in PHP or on a .NET or a Microsoft platform, they both can be hosted on a Windows server. But if somebody designs a website in PHP and they want to host their websites on a web server, they will go for Linux server. But the thing is that on a Linux server, Windows applications like MySQL or .NET applications cannot be hosted. But PHP and Windows both can be hosted on an equal basis on Windows server. So the advantage of the Windows server is that you can host your applications made on PHP, or you can host your applications made on .NET on both on Windows Server, but that cannot be done on Linux server. So what happens is that I'm going to tell you about the Windows Server. What happens is that every Windows server contains Internet Information System, which is called IIS. How to find out that your computer has an IIS or not? Internet Information System is that open your search bar. You will have to type inet mgr. inet mgr. If you see this icon, inet mgr, that means your system has Internet Information System, IIS. Your computer is the IIS, Internet Information System. The server control panel is been installed on your Windows system. IIS Manager, Internet Information Services, it's been installed in your system. So this is the, you can say this is the control panel with the help of which we host our websites. If you don't have this Internet Information Services Manager in your system, how to install your Internet Information Services? It's very easy. So you need to go to control panel. You have to go to the programs and feature. I'm using Windows 7, so the UI might be different in different operating system, but the process will be the same. If you have IIS in your application, you can just hook that IIS through the process which I just told you. You have to go to search, you have to type inet mgr, and you're going to see IIS Manager over there. If you don't see an IIS Manager in your system, then what you have to do, you have to open control panel. You have to go to the programs and features, where the programs and features is being installed, and in that you have to search turn window feature on or off. The language might be the different, the UI might be the different depending upon the operating system, but the process will be the same. So what we have over here, when we click on the turn off Windows feature on off, a small window is going to open, and in that window you're going to see some extra features which your operating system have or your operating system doesn't have. From there you will see and Internet Information System. As you can see in my screen, it has been checked, and when you expand it, you're going to see a few check the tick sign, the check sign. So what you have to do, you don't have to just go through the entire detail. You just have to just check out put the tick sign over there, and you have to just apply it. Just click OK. What will happen? It's going to take few minutes, 2 minutes or 3 minutes. The entire IIS Manager, Internet Information Service Manager, will be installed in your system. Mostly, some operating systems give server operating system have pre-installed IIS. Some operating systems like what we use, you and I use, might have or might don't have the IIS Manager. So how to check that your system has an IIS Manager? Let me tell you once more. You have to go to the start menu, and in search bar you have to type inet mgr. If you see inet mgr over here, that means your system has an IIS. If you don't have an IIS, then you have to open control panel. You have to select turn Windows feature on and off. When a small window is going to open, from there, this window, you have to just check, tick the Internet Information Services, which is this, and hit OK. So as it's already been installed in my system, I don't have to install it again. So, but if your system doesn't have, you have to install it on the system. Now, what you have to do when you will install, it would be better if you just restart your machine. Okay, if you restart your machine, that will be better. But it's if you don't restart your machine, that it's okay. So now, if you will type mgr, the internet information system services will be open, and this is the place from where we host our website in our web server on a virtual machine. Not I'm not talking about the shared hosting, because I doesn't recommend shared hosting, because it have many pros and many cons, and it is always recommended for the basic startup, the persons who have just started to design their website for the cheap cost. If they require the hosting, they should go for shared hosting. But I don't suggest, neither I have used shared hosting, or I will suggest for shared hosting. Those packages are for the beginners. Okay, those packages are for the persons who have just started, the students, you can call them students, the students who have just started to hosting websites and things like that. Because I certainly prefer VPS, virtual private server, because it's borderline. You can call it a borderline also, because dedicated server cost very much higher. If some persons or the big companies do have their own servers, they purchase the entire hardware and they keep that particular entire web server, the hardware, to their offices or to a certain place in the offices, but they require maintenance also. So, if you are not want to spend upon maintenance, then it would be better if you just rent the server from the many different providers, GoDaddy, HostGator, and several others are there. So if you have a VPS server, then your VPS server will be look like just like same. The IS, if you install in your VPS server, it will look like this exactly the same. So what we have over here, we have, if you just expand the things, we have websites also, and many things also. If you click on the sites, if you go to here at the bottom content view, you're gonna see the pages over here. The website is new one. I have named this website new one, and you can see index is there, login is there, register is there, shop HTML is there, and single HTML pages. These are the pages, and these are the folder which is, you can see over here. These are the support folders. Okay, so now the thing is that let me tell you my own experience is that when I go to some clients to demonstrate the web portals or the websites, which I basically use .NET applications. I basically design .NET applications, so I use Visual Studio 2012 or Visual Studio 2008. So if I go to a certain place for a client to demonstrate my application or my website, what I have to do is, first of all, I have to open the program. Means if I have made that program in Visual Studio 2008, first of all I have to open Visual Studio 2008, and then I have to run my program and show it to the client. If I have made my program in Visual Studio 2012, what I have to do is I have to open first of all the program, the IDE. First of all, I have to open Visual Studio 2012, and then I have to execute my program to run on a browser, and then I have to show to my client. So let's cut to the short. Now, if I have hosted my website, the HTML website, if I host it in my local machine, then what I have to do, I don't have to open any program. I just have to open the browser, and from that browser, if I write the URL, that particular URL will hit the IIS services in my local machine, and the website will go open. Okay, so you can see it over here also. If I just in your IIS manager, if I just right click on the index page and browse it, it's directly gonna open on a browser, and the link is localhost /new1/HTML. If I copy this link, and if I just close the browser, then what happened? So if I close the browser and I remember I have copied the link. If I open some other browser, I have Google Chrome and I have Firefox also. If I open Chrome once again and I'll just paste that link and I just hit enter, what will happen? The entire website is gonna open. So what uh, I was telling you is that I don't have to open a program. Means if this website is being developed on PHP, if this website is being developed on HTML, if this website is developed on Visual Studio 2012, if this website is being developed on Visual Studio 2008, means .NET, then first of all, to show this website to my client, I need to open the entire program first, isn't it? So let me give you an example. If you have a PowerPoint presentation, okay, if you have a PowerPoint presentation, if you have created a PowerPoint presentation and you need to show to the audience, if you need to show you to the client, what do you have to do? First of all, you have to open your PowerPoint presentation and then you have to start running it by pressing F5. Means, first of all, you have to PowerPoint and then you have to hit F5. So to start your PowerPoint show to so that your clients can see your PowerPoint presentation. But if you save your PowerPoint presentation in as a PowerPoint slideshow, what will happen? It will create a small, what can I say, an executable slideshow in an executable format, so that when you are ready to show that particular PowerPoint presentation to your client, you don't have to open PowerPoint. You just have to just double click on that slideshow. The presentation will open automatically and you can just go on. In the same way, if we go to a client and we need to show them a demonstration of the website, we don't have to open our program in which it has been made. We just have, if we have hosted in our IAS, then we can directly run that program on a web browser. It just give you what can I say? It just saves time. It saves time to run the entire program. So I believe whatever till here, whatever I have told, I believe you all have. You might not have questions. You might have questions. So can I get a small feedback from your side? Things which you have understood, few things you have not understood, because I will go further to host. I will show you how to host a website, HTML website on a local server in a few minutes. So I would like to ask you a few questions. If you have any questions regarding the server, the IES, the Windows server, and anything you like, I would like to answer. If you have any questions, just give me a questions. Let me know that you all have understood everything. Hemant, Rao, Himanshu. Any questions? Any questions for me? Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I'll proceed further. I will. Hemant, what is bothering you? What is the thing you haven't understood, Hemant? Is there anything there which you haven't understood, Hemant, Rao? Okay, so I will proceed further. Why I am selecting HTML website is that because HTML, the client side, the HTML websites, you can say websites are made in HTML, isn't it? The thing is that to make an HTML website, we require different platforms. It's up to the persons what they use. You can create an HTML website on Notepad also. You can create an HTML website on Dreamview also. You can create an HTML website on Visual Studio's Code also. You can create an HTML website on Visual Studios also. So it depends upon the developer, what the program or the platform, or the IDE they use. So what we have done over here for make the session much more in a less time and been very much effective. What I will show you, if you require a website, okay, if you require a website you can just go to the Google. You can just Google it and search for free simple HTML website templates. Okay, you're going to get many templates. Just download that HTML template. Just remember, those should be HTML templates. I will not recommend you to design or start designing your website directly from template. Okay, you need to know many much advanced things to modify a template. But for a time being, just to show you how to host a website template, HTML website template on your local machine. If you want to do this practice, you can just do it from a template also. Now what we will do, what we will do is that we will host a small HTML website on a local browser. So first, let me just select a small website of which we will be going to host in our local machine, local IAS. You can take any small template which will be in which you will be comfortable. Okay, you can see, I believe you all can see my screen. Up here we have only one page over here, that is index.html, and rest the folders contains the support files, the bootstrap files, the CSS files, the entire JavaScript files. But the result comes upon the entire web page, which is index.html. Okay, you can see a small single page HTML website over here. Now, what we did, just observe my work. Okay, what we did, we open a folder, we open a drive, we open a folder, we search for a website which I would like to show to my client. Now, if this website has been hosted in my local machine, the entire time to go to this website and searching the website could be same, isn't it? If I just open the browser and paste this particular link, the website opens directly, that will be a much more time saving than searching for the website, going to the drive, going to the folder, and searching the website and opening the website and then showing to my client. Okay, so what we will do, we're going to host this particular website. Okay, the path is project to sell e-commerce twist and twist. Okay, so what we will do, we will just minimize this. We'll go for the IAS. You have to go to open an IAS. You need to open the start menu, and you have to write inet mgr. And if you hit the inet mgr, you're going to open this kind of a screen. Now, what we will do, if you want to expand your screen, you're going to see a small globe sign over here which says default website. If you're going to expand more, it's gonna make you see a different folders. Now what we will do, we will just right click on the default website icon, and we will say we are gonna add a virtual directory. A virtual directory means a virtual directory. It is there, but it is not there. So when you open a virtual directory, it's going to ask you for the name. We will say new host. And here it's asking for the physical path. So what I did, I just copied the path of the website and I just pasted over here. Okay. And I just click OK. That's it. You're going to see a new virtual folder over here. Just right click on the folder and click convert to application and hit OK. You're going to see a new hosting over here. When you go to the content, it's going to show you the entire folder over here also. The only thing you have to do is to right click on it and browse. It's going to take some time. The first applications which run, it takes some time. Okay, the application is not open. Now you need to copy this link. You can copy this link or you can just bookmark this link. What I will do, I will just bookmark this link. Show bookmark bar. Bookmark this tab on this one. So what happens is that now what will happen when I will open the browser, when I will open the Chrome browser, you can see over here the twist pre-full has been added to my bookmark bar. Now what does it say? It says that this particular site has been bookmarked on my Google Chrome taskbar, which means I can open this website directly from here once it's been hosted in my local machine. Suppose I went to a client and I wanted to show him his website, what is the order of the HTML website he gave me. I went to him, I just opened the browser and I just put my mouse cursor over here and I just clicked on it. And the website saves time. Okay, rather than opening a big program in which the entire HTML website has been made, then running the program, it's like the same. If I create a PowerPoint presentation, if I go to some certain place to show them the presentation, what I have to do? I have to open my computer, I have to open the drive, I have to open the folder, then I have to search for the PowerPoint presentation, then I have to open the PowerPoint presentation and then I will have to run it, the slideshow, then I have to play the slideshow to show to the client. But if we have created a PowerPoint slideshow, a PowerPoint presentation show, if we save our PowerPoint presentation in that manner and we kept it on our desktop, what we have to do, if we go somewhere, we just have to open our desktop or our laptop and we just have to click on the PowerPoint presentation show and it's directly get open. Though you cannot edit your PowerPoint presentation show, but it saves time, isn't it? The same thing is over here also. Once your website is being hosted in your local machine, your HTML website is being hosted on your local machine, and you have the URL, the taskbar, on your Google Chrome taskbar, you just have to open browser and you just have to click the over there and your entire website is being open. Okay. And the thing is, they are not only HTML websites, but you can host PHP website also. You can host ASP.NET website also in your local IIS, Internet Information Services, IIS manager. In web servers, The web servers which have the great big companies like GoDaddy, the web servers which Hosting Raja, HostGator, and many other companies, they do have the same things. The concept is the same, but the hardware is different. They'd have a big racks of the entire servers. The servers configurations are very much high. They do have different operating system in their servers, like what you and I are using. Windows they have Linux also. Whatever is your requirement, they're going to provide you the entire thing upon a certain amount of subscription charge and things like that. So now we have hosted our HTML websites on our local server. Okay, but it's going to help you if you're going to show a demonstration to a client. You just, if your HTML site is hosted in your local server, if you go to a client, you just have to open your browser and run the website, and it's going to open, and you're going to make your client see that entire website. But that's not going to help you when your friends in other state, in other city, or in other country request for your website. Suppose if I get a client request from US and they ask for that, do your company have a website? Please provide me the URL or the domain name. If my website is hosted in my local machine, though I can make my local machine global also, but that's a different part. But there should be a certain process that if I host my entire HTML website on a web server, on a live web server, and if I share the URL, those particular clients which have the URL, which I provide them the URL, they can open my websites. So don't you think it will be a very much effective for my overseas client to see my entire web company website upon their browser, knowing everything about my company, and that too is gonna charge me nothing? Don't you think it would be fine? It will be better if you are a startup. It will be better if you are a student. You need to know these basic things, that how to host your HTML websites on free of cost for a lifetime, and create the URL by your own and distribute or circulate to your clients, so that they can know much more better than. Though it happens only on HTML sites also, because you cannot host your other applications like .NET applications or JSP applications or PHP applications free of cost in a professional manner. Though there are many service providers which offer you free services, but they are free hosting services, but they are very, 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 what shall I say, in a very compact manner, in a very less features also. But what I will tell you, how to host your HTML websites on a web and share your link to your friends, to your colleagues, to your clients, so that they can access the entire live application of your website. And that's never gonna cost you any penny also. That will be free for lifetime also. So today, what we have learned something about hosting, something about VPS, something about dedicated server, something about our IIS manager, Internet Information Service Manager. And tomorrow we're going to learn about how we're going to host our HTML websites on a live web server to circulate through our clients, to our friends, to our clients. So, anybody have a question for me regarding the today's session? Anybody? Well, I'm going to provide you my email ID as well as my WhatsApp number, so that if you have any questions or query regarding hosting or today's session or tomorrow's session, you can just get in touch with me. Oh, definitely, Himanshu, you're gonna get a recording for today's session also. It's my email ID. And this is my WhatsApp number. You can just share your questions, your queries also to me regarding the session. Okay. Anybody has any more questions? Hemant? Bridvardhan Das? Any questions? Anybody from any questions for today's session? I believe you all have a decision. It's not a very easy. It's not a very tough thing which I told you. It's not a rocket science. It's a very basic and a very simple thing which I told you. If it has been not been simple, then how can everybody is doing it? How can I do it? Okay. So nothing is very tough or very hard. You just have to you just have to be you just have to show some dedication to your work. And tomorrow I'm definitely gonna teach you how to host your HTML websites on live server, absolutely free for your lifetime. That is gonna help you most of the students. That's gonna help you most of the startups who wanted to own their own company but have a very little amount of budget for these kinds of platform. So I'm not getting any question. That means I am a very good teacher, isn't it? So okay, no problem. You have like contact ID. You can just contact me if further if you have any questions. So guys, I will see you tomorrow, but don't miss the tomorrow session. It's gonna be Hemant. You have said, is it legal to host this kind of websites? What kind of website? What do you mean this kind of websites? HTML websites. The hosting of free. Yeah, exactly. Man, you can host anything until unless it's not any don't have any anti-socials. Yeah, exactly. Hey man, free of cost. Free of cost. Yeah, tomorrow I will show you how to do it for free, and the hosting provider which we use, it's very common to everybody. And tomorrow I will discuss more, many things from you apart from the hosting of websites for free. Is that there are many service providers also which provides hosting for free. Hosting providers providing hosting for free, but up to a certain limit, up to a very small limit, certain slab, certain limit you can say. But as the work grows, those things, those plans doesn't work. Okay. So what I'm going to teach you tomorrow, what I'm going to tell you tomorrow is that how